around and dream deep. This evening, I thought I'd, excuse me, take a look at one of the major causes of poor sleep, one of the most common causes, and that is waking up during the night. Now, if you're waking up during the night, it's not such an unusual thing, and it may not actually be a problem, but we'll get to that. Now, normally when we fall asleep, we go through move through different stages of sleep, which takes about 90 minutes in the cycle for a normal adult. Now, during this process, we are going into deeper levels of sleep and then coming back into lighter phases of sleep. And that pattern accelerates as we get closer to waking hours in the morning. Typically, most of us don't even realize that we've woken up somewhat during the course of the night. But there are times when we do notice it more, and there are times where we wake up completely and find ourselves unable to actually fall back asleep. Now, why is that? Well, I mean, some of the more obvious reasons: your baby's crying, you've got to run to the toilet, you're too hot or too cold. Medical reasons as well that are causing the wakefulness. It could be medication, it could be a problem like sleep apnea where your breathing stops during the night briefly. It could be different things. And that would be, if you suspect that it might be a problem, it would be a good idea to go to your GP and let them know. But just because you're waking up at night doesn't mean necessarily that you're suffering with insomnia. There are other things that you need to consider, like diet, lifestyle, heredity, how frequently these periods of wakefulness are occurring, and for how long. Has it been going on for a long period of time or not? Or is it something that's of short duration or recent date? Now, if you're not sure either way, then the best thing would be to have a phone consultation or email consultation or what have you, phone consultation, I guess, with your GP to find out if there are underlying causes to your wakefulness. However, if there aren't any medical issues that seem to be in play here, then it makes sense to go back to the person themselves and look at their life in a more holistic way. You know, do they have young children at home? Is there particular stresses at work? Does their partner snore? There are a number of things that can come into play and can impact our sleep. So it would make sense to actually look at the person's life in the context of what's going on to see what possible causes may be bringing on the wakefulness. There are small things, simple things in terms of lifestyle that may contribute to your wakefulness. For example, having caffeinated drinks of any kind, whether it be coffee, tea. Yes, tea does have some caffeine in it and tannin. Hot chocolate, Red Bull, all the energy drinks, different things. But all of these caffeinated things, if you're having them after 2 or 3 in the afternoon, is more likely to cause you to be more wakeful during the night, because it can take up to 5 hours for one cup of coffee to pass completely from your system. So if you're constantly taking it, that's that much more time it takes for your body to metabolize the caffeine. Now, another thing that people do to help them to relax and go to sleep is to have a drink, to have some alcohol. And while it may take the edge off, it may make you feel relaxed and even sleepy, having that alcohol, especially at night in going to sleep, can lead to spikes in your blood sugar, and raise cortisol, which are stress hormones, so that you're actually creating a potential situation where you are actually gaining weight because of that, because the sugar regulation gets out of whack. Exercise. People talk about going to the gym and whatnot, perhaps in the evenings after work, and that may or may not be contributing. While exercise during the day is fine, and it can help create the tiredness that will help you to fall asleep. Strenuous exercise at night may actually have the opposite effect, and overstimulate the body so that you can't rest properly when you do go to sleep. Now, the best thing out of that we can do for ourselves now, because one of the major things, worrying about work, worrying about this virus, worrying about whatever it is going to again raise the cortisol levels, which are stress hormones, and have your mind going like a squirrel in a cage, and of course you will stay awake. The other thing is changing our mindsets a bit. If you're convinced, well, I woke up, I can't go back to sleep, it's impossible. If that's what you believe, if that's what you put in your head, that's what you're going to get. You're not going to be able to go back to sleep. And the best thing to do at that point may actually be just to get up briefly and do something else. Um, Usually, that can be just enough to kind of trigger the impulse to go back to sleep. Doesn't work for everybody, but that's something that can be tried. But the most important thing, again, is to not stress over it. If you've got it in that mindset, oh, it's 2 o'clock and that's it, my lot for the night, I'm not going to go back to sleep, then you spend the rest of your night clock watching. And of course, you won't sleep until your body forces you to, and then you're late for work or school. So if it's not necessarily something to panic about, but you need to perhaps look at your sleep to determine what may be contributing to your poor sleep. It could be the environment, it could be other things, but you're going to have to turn detective a little bit to crack the code and find out exactly what's going on with you. Now, if you'd like help with cracking that code and finding out how you can sleep better, you can contact me for a complimentary slip into sleep session. The details are below, and find out exactly where the stressors may lie that are either preventing you from sleeping at all or are causing you to wake up and not be able to fall back asleep. So there you have it, a few things to think about. If you have any questions, you can always leave a comment, or you can send me a personal email message rather, or and you can drop me a line in some way. In any case, I thank you for watching and listening. I hope you found that of use, and especially during this time when people are particularly stressed, it's really, really helpful to your peace of mind and to your immune system if you find ways to reduce your stress. So have a great evening and a wonderful week ahead. Try to find the positive in it, no matter what's going on. Thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.